Agriculture cash crops. Firstly, let us know what cash crops are. So, cash crops are those crops which are grown by farmers to sell in the market and not for self consumption. They are grown mostly on plantations. The main cash crops are categorized as firstly, fiber crop, which includes your cotton and jute, oil seeds, which includes your groundnuts, mustards, etc. Thirdly, beverages, which includes your tea and coffee. And fourthly, others, which includes sugarcane and rubber. Well, cash crops are very important as they play a very significant role in the economy of the country. Firstly, these crops provide raw material for several industries. Secondly, they earn valuable foreign exchange. Thirdly, they improve the farmer's living condition. And fourthly, they also improve the farming practices. So now let us begin with the first cash crop, that is sugarcane. Well, sugarcane is a tropical and a semi-tropical crop. The sugarcane plant belongs to the grass family. It has long narrow leaves and a thick jointed stem which contains the cane sugar. The sugarcane stalk is divided into several sections called internodes, and these are connected by joints called nodes. It can grow to a height of 2 to 3.5 meters. India has the largest area under sugarcane cultivation. Also, India is the second largest producer of sugarcane in the world next to Brazil. Well, amongst all the commercial crops, sugarcane has the largest value of production. Lastly, it is the main source of sugar, gur, and kansari. Now, let us talk about its climatic conditions. Well, when we talk about the temperature, sugarcane needs temperature ranging between 20 degrees Celsius to 30 degrees Celsius. Very high temperatures arrest its growth, while low temperatures slow its growth. It cannot stand frost. Short, cool, dry winter season is ideal during ripening and the harvesting period. Well, sugarcane needs a long growing season of about 10 months. Next, rainfall. It grows best in areas receiving 75 centimeter to 150 centimeter of rainfall. It grows well on irrigated land since it requires alternating periods of wet and dry conditions. The sucrose content of the cane is very much related with the rainfall. Heavy rain can dilute the juice, and rainfall deficiency can produce a fibrous crop. Next, soil. Sugarcane can grow on wide variety of soils that can retain moisture, but deep, well-drained, rich, loamy soil is ideal for its growth. Acidic or alkaline soils are harmful for the plant. It is largely grown on alluvial clayey loams of the Indo-Gangetic Plain. In south, it is grown well on black soil, but it grows on reddish loam and laterite soil also. It is a soil exhausting crop, hence the soil is supplemented with manures and nitrogenous fertilizers. Well, the growing of sugarcane needs other requirements as well, such as the cheap and abundant labor is necessary for sowing, harvesting, and the other processes. Adequate transport is needed at the time of harvest as cut cane needs to be transported immediately to the sugar mills. Moving on, let us now talk about the methods of cultivation. Firstly, sowing. Sugarcane is grown as a single crop. Before planting, land is prepared by plowing and some manure is also applied to the soil. Crop is planted just after the winter season. Sowing is basically carried on by the three methods. Firstly, by seeds, next, the set method, and thirdly, the ratoon method. Now, let us talk about the first method, that is by seeds. Well, this is an old method and at present considered outdated. Next, the set method. For preparing the sets, healthy straight sugarcane is cut into several pieces at the joint. The cuttings are called sets. They are planted horizontally in well prepared furrows at regular intervals. The plant starts growing in about 2 weeks. The bud sprouts to form new stalks. From each plant, 6 to 10 stalks grow. Soil should be fertilized and also well irrigated. Next, the ratoon method. In this method, the cane is cut close to the ground. After the cane has been cut, it begins to grow again and produces a second crop called ratoon. The field is irrigated as soon as possible. Generally, 2 ratoon crops are obtained from each planting. Next, let us talk about harvesting. Sugarcane is ready for harvesting when it starts flowering and the leaves at lower stem begins to grow yellow. Before harvesting, another measure can also be taken. The field may be fired to burn off dead leaves and get rid of pests from the field. The crop is then cut by hand. The cane is cut as near as possible to the ground because the greatest accumulation of sugar is at the base of the cane. The cane harvest and crushing operation begins in October-November and continues till April. Next, processing. After harvesting, the canes are quickly taken for processing since the sugar content rapidly decreases after 48 hours. Next, sugarcane is a weight-losing crop, so it would be expensive to transport sugarcane over long distances from the field. Thirdly, if the factory is close to the field, it will save the time as well. Well, after the extraction of sugarcane juice, it is boiled without delay. Lime is added to remove the impurities and for crystallization also. Well, talking about the products of sugarcane, it includes sugar, gur, and khansari. Talking about its byproducts, it includes molasses, bagasse, and the press mud. Firstly, let us talk about molasses. It is the dark brown syrup that drains during the manufacture of sugar. It is used to produce industrial alcohol, rum, fertilizers, etc. Next, bagasse. It is the crushed sugarcane after the juice has been extracted. It is used for making paper, fiber, board, and synthetic fibers. It is also used as organic fertilizer, cattle feed, and fuel for mills. Next, press mud. It is the residue at the bottom and is used to make wax, shoe polish, and carbon paper. Next, let us talk about its areas of production. Uttar Pradesh is the largest producer of sugarcane. Other important states are Bihar, Punjab, Orissa, and Haryana. Maharashtra and southern states of Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, and Andhra Pradesh are increasingly important for the production of sugarcane because of their ideal geographical conditions. Well, there are three distinct belts of sugarcane cultivation in India. Firstly, the Satluj Ganga plain. Secondly, the black soil belt from Maharashtra to Tamil Nadu. Thirdly, the coastal Andhra Pradesh and the Krishna Valley. Next, let us talk about the sugarcane cultivation in northern India. Firstly, this belt is lying within Ganga plain, so it gets the benefit of the fertile alluvial soil, which is replenished every year by numerous tributaries of Ganga. Next, the temperature ranges from 20 degrees Celsius to 30 degrees Celsius with a relatively high rainfall of 120 to 150 centimeter. Also, the excellent network of irrigation by canals and tube wells helps in the dry period as well. Next, the sugarcane cultivation in southern India. In the southern states, the climatic conditions are ideal. Unlike northern India, there is absence of hot wind like Loo. In winter, temperature does not fall too much and is free from frost also. Favorable maritime climate helps the growth of sugarcane. Also, the sufficient irrigation facilities are there as well. New farming techniques, fertilizers are used for the cultivation in the south. Well, the black soil of peninsular India is the most beneficial for sugarcane as it is water retentive and very fertile soil. Also, the modern sugar factories are located close to the field so that there is no delay in crushing the cane and there is no loss of sucrose. Next, let us talk about the problems of sugarcane cultivation in India. Firstly, sugarcane is a soil exhausting crop. A large quantity of manure is needed to fertilize the farm. Next, sugarcane is a weight losing crop, so the cost of transport is high. Thirdly, adequate and timely irrigation facilities are not available as the canals are often non perennial. Next, the farms are far away from the factories. It should be taken to the mills immediately after harvest for crushing, otherwise, it decreases the sugar content of the cane. Fifthly, most of the farms are very small and uneconomical. Lastly, the price of the sugarcane is based on the weight rather than on its quality. Moving on, let us now talk about the remedies for the above mentioned problems of the sugarcane cultivation in India. Well, the government has taken several steps to overcome these problems. Firstly, several fertilizer plants have been set up to meet the demand of the farmers. Next, the multi-purpose projects and reservoirs have been constructed to ensure regular supply of water. HYV seeds and pesticides are being provided at the lower rates as well. Next, loans have been provided to the farmers for the construction of tube wells and for buying seeds as well. Lastly, cooperative societies have been set up to provide support to the farmers.